Hello everyone. Monday, September 28th marked the 5th day of the search for Suzanne Morphew put on by her brother Andrew Moorman and the team at Profiling Evil. There were 700 volunteer searchers involved, including people on horseback and cadaver dogs. Today, Andrew searched a lake at the 13,000 foot level, well, a lake or body of water, and he was out in a boat with sonar and a cadaver dog. And then when he came down from there, he went and looked at another location, the place where there had been a hit that they spoke about in Profiling Evil. It was not the one at the beach. There was one that was near a tree, and he went back and saw that law enforcement was no longer at the tree location, and he and the cadaver dogs went on a property near where the tree was, and they went by a pile of rocks where the cadaver dogs hit on it again, and that is at 3605 in the Profiling Evil video of today. And law enforcement came to the scene, told Andy that they had it, and told him to leave. It was in law enforcement's hands. And then by evening, he was informed that somebody else had gone by and that there was no law enforcement there. And so he contacted Chris at Profiling Evil, who advised him to go camp out at the location and wait and see whether it gets processed by law enforcement. So that's where Andy is tonight, and he's got others with him, including the dog handlers. We also learned that riverfront property on County Road 105, where there was a passive hit by the cadaver dog, we learned that Andy probed the ground, and that's when the dog did the passive hit in that area. And at that time too, they called law enforcement, explained what was going on, gave the credentials of the dog, etc. Law enforcement said that they had it and everybody needed to leave. And we know that as of this evening, the beach was no longer being watched by law enforcement. We don't know whether it's been searched or not, but we do know that law enforcement has made a statement, and that statement reads, "Contrary to some media reports, there have been no remains found in the Suzanne Morphew case. There have been a handful of potential leads that have been pursued as a result of the volunteer search. However, nothing has been identified as related to Suzanne's disappearance. Investigators will not comment on specific leads being investigated or other information connected with this case." The guys at Profiling Evil seem to be very concerned with this statement, since they are not sure whether the properties that had the cadaver dogs hit were actually processed. Law enforcement is not obligated to keep us updated about what they are doing in a case or what's going on in their investigation. Hopefully tomorrow, Andy will be able to make a statement and let people know what, if anything, is going on. I know that Profiling Evil were saying that they thought that if the sheriff's office had processed those scenes and had not come up with anything related to Suzanne, that they felt that they would inform the family. We searched and there was nothing. But I got to thinking about that, and I realized that in a legal standpoint, Andy may not be considered her immediate family, as he's her brother and she is a married woman with children, and it might be just Barry or Barry and the girls that they would inform. And looking back at the photos again, in the Profiling Evil video, there's one at 3605 where there's the tree with the rocks around it where a cadaver dog hit. And then at 4740 is the photo where the dog hit near rocks. And those areas do look like the Longhorn area that I looked at in an earlier video. And I saw that Plunder has a picture up as well. I'm going to link to her video also of Barry's lot, and that there's 4 large rocks there. And I've noticed in the comments some people have asked me whether those rocks were there when I drove by. I can't say for sure whether those rocks were there or not. I don't remember them, but I'm sure they could have been there. I did notice all those piles of dirt and the rocks and stuff on other lots. I did go and look at the video that I posted and zoomed in, tried to take a closer look. I was unable to determine whether those rocks are indicated in that video. The focus of that video was more on a property that Barry does not own, where a house is being built. There was a bobcat on that property, and I was looking at that most of the time, not realizing that other areas in the Longhorn subdivision were going to become much more interesting. Thank you for watching Another Day in the Car with JuleZ. I'll keep you up to date, and see you on the next ride.